at the end.
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are back, man. Got a special one. Listen, man, I told everybody I'm gonna be the black Pat McAfee. And what I mean by that is I'm gonna have my boys on here, man, but I'm not gonna get them 250,000 cash in a book bag. You hear about that? McAfee gave his co-host 250 grand when he got that $100 million deal.
Look, if you looking for a co-host, we can start small, bro. We just grow together. You feel me? Like I ain't even gonna tax you for the 250.
Hey man, I got one of my good friends, man, Juwan Mass. I call him J Mass. Man, I'm trying to give my dog a proper introduction, man. I'm gonna read from a paper, man. That's how much I respect my guy, man. Entrepreneur, TV personality, paranormal investigator, public speaker, content creator, mentor, philanthropist. This man got more slashes than Cordell Stewart back in the day, man. So we here, man. My boy Juwan Mass. Welcome to the show, bro.
Man, appreciate that, man. You make me sound like I've done a lot in this short
You
time of life,
have, bro.
bro.
You
I
have.
appreciate that.
Well,
Blessings, blessings.
of course, man, you've been supporting us. We've been doing this since COVID, since 2020, and you've been rocking with us ever since, and man, liking, sharing. So I want to say salute for that, bro. You know how this sports space is tricky, man.
Yeah.
It's a tricky
I think,
space
man, I feel like y'all started at a great time. You feel
for
me?
sure.
And then like I'm always gonna support my people. So like that was a no-brainer for me. But then I'm like, oh, y'all actually dealing with some substance. Like I feel like a lot of sports stuff be giving you wild takes, bro.
Right.
Wild takes. And I think y'all a little bit more level-headed with it. You know what I'm saying? But then we also used to talk sports. So it was just my way to kind of tap in with you after we stopped working together. You feel me?
For sure.
Like
Speaking of that, let's get into it, man. So I met Jawan. Was that season 2 or 1 of Ghost
that
Brothers? I think it was the
man, we
second one because y'all was with Tremendous, the Minnesota run.
So, man, you gotta go back. So, like, we had before we even got together, that would have been we probably had like 3 or 4 series before we even started rocking.
Right.
So,
Yes.
yeah, so we had like Ghost Brothers proper, season 1, 2, switched over,
Yep.
Travel Channel. Then we did Haunted House Guest, that was with Tremendous.
Yes.
And then we switched over and did Fright Club and Ghost Brothers Lights Out. And I think you may have came season 1?
Probably
No,
the end. I came too. I think I came too.
season 2.
Yeah, I think it
Well,
was
no, you came season 1. You know how I remember? Because we were filming during COVID, and that was
right.
season 1. Yeah, we gonna get to that story.
My God. Oh my God. But yeah, bro, I
Yeah.
so I was an audio supervisor with them and I met them, It's funny, man, working in TV because like, especially like being black, you really don't know what side of the fence certain people play on. So I didn't know if y'all was like cool black guys or black
Fact.
guys tap dance. So I didn't know what y'all was on. And
Yeah.
you don't know what I'm on because I'm on the tech side. So all the crew, they ops, they snitches. So I
Oh,
know
yeah.
y'all didn't know what was happening.
Bro, when you start dealing with so many productions, it's like you try to figure out, man, who can I trust? Who who is not who not with me? You know what I'm saying? Who got ulterior motives? And it's like I hate that it's that, but there's that underlining relationship tension that you have to like navigate. And we're in the
Sure.
field. We're in the field. So I'm like, one, the fact that we got another black guy on set is beautiful. Now, like because we got a small crew. We got what, 14 people, 14, 50 people.
Yep.
And so like now we got somebody we can relate to on the crew. It was dope. I ain't even gonna hold you. I
No.
had my apprehensions at first, but I've also been in production I had been in production for 10 plus years at that point. So
Right.
like I had already knew how the game go.
Nah, for sure. What? Man, I got so many questions, man. It's dope when you interview your partner for real because you can ask questions that you never asked them before. How did Ghost Brothers, because me developing, pitching, we both know how that process goes with dealing with gatekeepers in the industry and things of that nature. First of all, how did y'all conceptualize Ghost Brothers, the brand, and get it to the point of getting pitched and sold to a TV network?
So man, it wasn't as cut and dry as you would think. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, oh, we came up with this idea, we're gonna put it together and then we're gonna go pitch it to this network and then we're shooting a show. Right? That wasn't the case. So Dalen and I were roommates out of college, and bro, this man busted my room middle of the night and was like, "We should hunt ghosts." I'm talking about like this 3 a.m., 4 a.m. kicking
That's
the door in.
crazy.
I'm like, bro, you first off, you don't know what I got going on in here. Yeah, I know you're my roommate, but you don't know what I got going on in here, bro. Like, let's have a little bit more respect for the boundary. You feel me? I could have been in knee deep in something, but
Facts.
The universe has a good way of working out, man. And so I wasn't receptive at the time. I ain't gonna hold you. Like I had to sleep on it. I woke up the next morning and I returned the favor, kicked his dough in, and was like, bruh, we should hunt ghosts. You know what I'm saying? And that inspired us to just kind of like, we didn't know what we was doing. We was like, bro, let's get some cameras and just go to a haunted location. So we went down to Savannah, filmed some stuff, had a videographer that ended up taking our footage. We didn't get it. So we had to partner with some other guys, ended up shooting some more stuff, put it on YouTube, and and we sat for like 5 years, bro. It sat on YouTube just on a landing page for 5 years. Yeah, like we didn't really know kind of which direction to go. At first, we were just trying to produce this idea because we didn't think we were going to be the first black paranormal investigators on television. We already thought that there was somebody out there. You know what I'm saying? It just needed to somebody just needed to put eyes on it. And so we were like, let's just see what we can find. We didn't find anybody. We went through a couple of pitches and we had people came to us with some ideas, but they really wanted to make it spoof. And it was just like that just didn't have the authenticity that we were looking for. You know what I'm saying? Like that spoof would have been more like a scary movie.
A scary movie, yeah.
Yeah, and we talked to some production companies and they were like, "Yeah, let's put some comedians in this." And it just wasn't what we were thinking. So we shelved it. 5 years. Dalen moves, I'm still in Atlanta, and it wasn't until like 20 we put that up in like 2011, 2010, 2011.
Wow, I didn't know it was
And
that
then
long. Damn.
yeah, yeah, yeah. 2015 is when a talent agency that was working with a production company reached out because they saw we had put up and was like, "Hey, we're looking for black paranormal investigators. We see you guys are on the same search. What have you come up with?" And that sparked the conversation with the network, bro. And initially, we weren't gonna be those black paranormal investigators. So it's like funny how life has a way of working out. They saw our relationship, Dale and I's friendship, and they really loved the chemistry. Like I know when it comes to reality TV, like we're doing non-scripted reality, right? And most of those shows are forced cast. In other words, they do casting and they bring people in who may be strangers or don't have a history together. And so once they saw Dalen and I already had history and they saw our chemistry, bro, you can't beat that. It don't matter what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like it turned out to be ghost hunt, but it could be, bro, it could be, man,
Y'all
I
are shit.
don't know.
Y'all are
Man,
shit.
whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like I don't even wanna say it could be some food reviews. Let's just start. Let's
yeah,
just walk light.
facts.
Let's walk light. It could be some food reviews because you know what I'm saying? Whatever you do with your best friend, bro, you're gonna find all the emotions you're looking for. You're gonna find you're gonna find the funny, you're gonna find the anger, you're gonna find the disappointment. Like you're gonna find all this. And
Sure.
so, bro, they did some interviews with us and he was like, man, how would y'all like to be these paranormal investigators? You know what I'm saying? And it was like, damn. Dalen and I knew Marcus, so we threw Marcus' name in the hat. They investigated. They not investigated. I'm still in paranormal line.
Yeah.
They interviewed Marcus, and it was like, cool, brought Marcus on. Most folks don't know this. There was also another guy. There was a fourth dude, a white boy named Charlie.
Charlie, the missing
Yeah,
piece? I didn't know that.
yeah,
Okay.
bro. Yeah, so there was a fourth, and all four of us went and shot a sizzle reel for the network in Savannah. It was called. We went to the Sorrel Weed House, and after that sizzle, the network came back. They opted after the test, and they ex-nayed Charlie, bro. And they was like, "We just gonna go with the three of y'all." And that idea that Dayla and I, you know, what I'm saying, brought to life was born
What was it
in
was
a
it
television
was it
show.
a way they wanted to keep it more black, or was it
I mean, ultimately, I think I think that ended up being
okay.
the push, right? It wasn't, hey, we want you three because you're black. It was like Charlie was more of the skeptic. And then it was like they really put us three together and was like, I think it's just this. And then you realize once the show started to roll out, it was during the time where they were really promoting in Hollywood more black content.
Okay.
And they were questioning, like, remember the Oscar campaign, the Oscar
Oscar So
campaign
White and all
there
that?
it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do
And so
remember
they
that.
were ushering in a lot of new shows and a lot of new programming. So I think the idea of having three black guys really kind of fit that narrative, but they weren't wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, yo.
They were not wrong.
I I guess for me, what alright, black people, ghosts, you already know, like, the fit the how can I put this? Black people
The
don't mess with ghosts.
stigmatism, the
Yeah,
stigmatism. Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
stigmatism with it, whether you're, like, religious or whatever the case may be, on why you don't mess with, paranormal stuff. How were y'all able to navigate that from the Black community and stay within yourselves within it? Because y'all, like I said earlier, y'all don't come off corny. It didn't feel like sticky, like Black guys doing ghost stuff. You guys had individual personalities within what you guys were doing. Was that like a conscious decision when you guys were doing this?
For man, first off, one of the biggest compliments I feel like we can receive in the space is like y'all were authentic and y'all represented, you know what I'm saying, like culture well. Never once will I come out and say I'm speaking for the black delegation, if you will, or
For
like
sure.
this is all our perspective, but also you still want to know that you are in a position that is bigger than you. So with that, you want to make sure that like it's being received well and with integrity. And so like I think that that's beautiful, man. So thank you for that. You know what I'm saying? For you to not know us going in and you still had that reception of us is amazing. But to answer your question, I think it's a little bit of both, bro. Like I think it was the fact that like we didn't know what we were really getting into. So it was just us relying on our relationship. And we knew that like, bro, we don't want to do something or show up in a way that like is not authentically us.
Mm, yeah. I
And
mean,
so like,
yeah, I witnessed
bro,
that. I
I'm
was
not
there.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So it's tough. It's tough to kind of navigate that line. And you don't realize you've done it justice until retrospect. In real time, you're like, man, I don't even know how this is gonna pan out because like I'm really a fish out of water. Black we I grew up in the church. We didn't really do paranormal. You know what I'm saying? Marcus always says the only ghost we acknowledge is the Holy Ghost.
Yeah,
And that's facts. We all grew up in the church.
for sure.
I remember not necessarily being able to celebrate Halloween. So it's like, nah, we ain't doing no costumes. We can go to church. We can celebrate Hallelujah night. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, we can do that. So like, when you think about the family dynamic, like my mother, when I told her, it's funny because like she always knew spirits were a real thing. Like grew up in the South in Mississippi, like they were very conscious of ancestral spirits.
Right,
But growing up in the church, you're really taught not to deal with anything outside of the Holy Spirit, and anything outside the Holy Spirit is demonic.
right.
You there is no in between, bro. We don't,
Facts.
you know what I'm saying? And so this journey allowed me to see that there's some gray area that we may have been missing, and it was enlightening to be honest, but also kind of scary because like I didn't really know what I was dealing with, and you don't understand that. But I think that like I would say I felt like the spirits welcomed us.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I think for me, like, the perspective of, like, being crew to so you guys are doing something historic, right? So for
Okay.
me to be, like, a part of the crew to see it where we're not gonna call any showrunners names, or they might tell y'all to do some corny shit, and all 3 of y'all be like, "Nah, bro, we Black, we got a responsibility to our community to not look like XYZ," and y'all
Yeah.
stood on that, where
Yeah.
a lot of people get in a position and be like, go with the flow, they took us they brought us in this situation, we're gonna go with the flow. And y'all stood 10 toes down. I've witnessed it where it was a standoff and they calling back a network and y'all not. So I respect y'all. That's what made me really respect y'all for real, for real. Y'all super cool. But I'm like, okay, they really are here standing for something. They not just out here just collecting a check. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mess with
yeah.
that.
It was man, it's funny because like we used to have like a code between the three of us. And it was like if we felt like one person was moving too far, like straying too far, like it could get to this space of like, let's just say tap dancing. You know what I mean? Like
No,
it was like, "Oh, for real?" Like, we will say we had a code word. We had a code word, and we'll say it, and then that immediately lets you know, like, "Oh, okay, I might wanna reel it in." Or let me be conscious of, like, what I'm saying or what I'm about to do in this scene before this can be taken some other way. I always credit Dalen, bro, because that nigga excuse me, that man I was about to funny story, bro. Hold on. Imma come
Jalen
back to it.
Wild.
Funny story. Imma come back to it. So bro, when we first started filming, I was like really nervous in front of the camera. And so Dalen had a history in front of the camera prior to Ghost Brothers. You know what I'm saying? So like he had did I Want to Work for Diddy. And so like I had talked to him, he was like, bro, one thing you gotta remember is they can't edit you doing something or saying something that you didn't do or say.
Mm,
Remember that.
that's
They
real.
cannot, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm like, bet. So now I have a framework of like how to work within. So he gave me that little jewel. And I was like, man, that's beautiful. And so what I had to struggle with was like, how do I communicate these emotions that I'm feeling in a professional manner, or how do I articulate these feelings, and so I can convey what's really happening. So like I was example first season of Ghost Brothers. This is back when we first started, 2016. Man, I was just cussing, bro. When I get scared, I was just cussing, and I was dropping the N word. Like I just almost slipped up now. So I was dropping the N word, and they were like, producer had to pull me to the side, and he was like, I know you are reacting like authentically, but we can't bleep every word. So unless you want to have some dialogue on here, like you got to figure out another way.
Mm,
You know, like real talk. Cause I'm like,
that's real.
every time, bro, I'm like, real, I'm like, shit, I'm dropping F bombs.
Yeah.
Bro, going, you know, that's all I heard. That's all I did because it was like, I was terrified in moments. So I'm saying the F bomb, I'm saying this, saying that. And then they like, and it's that's all I'm dropping. I'm dropping N word. Or that's how I'll be like, ninja. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
think about it like that. Like, and like they don't cut it because they don't want to mess up the flow.
Right.
But for him to come back and tell me afterwards, I respected it because he's like, man, you gotta find another way. I mean, or you can be a mute to these people. You know what I'm saying? And that was the challenge, bro. But man, we had to keep each other accountable throughout the times. 100%.
No, that
Most of it wasn't even camera. Most of it was when we were off camera, but like we chilling and our mics are still hot. You know this.
yeah.
Like, bro, we be in some real convos, mics be on. And that's how you get stuff leaked when you're not thinking about it. Like,
Yo, okay, truth be told, do you know how many times I turned y'all down because I knew they was trying to listen? So I'll turn y'all down so producers can hear it in the IFB. Many
man,
times.
thank you.
Many times.
Thank you.
Where I'm like, ah, they don't need to hear that. So I'll turn you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause our conversation, cause the crazy thing is like we was able to turn it on and off really quickly. Like they'd be like, all right, and action. We end in the scene. Boom, bada bam. This is the haunted conjuring home, and this is what we're doing, and blah, blah, blah. We telling the story and we getting right into beats. As soon as the camera go off, bro, you remember when we was outside and then Shorty tried to give me my phone number, and like we did like the conversation had changed immediately. And it's like we didn't really gauge that well.
Yeah.
You know this.
Yeah, I do.
Don't
I
even
do.
I know you're trying to be coy, but like, bro, you had an inside play.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. But we've been obviously, man, we've been all over the country, man. And so people ask me all the time, because I did Ghost Hunters as well. So
Okay.
working with y'all, I got the attention of Ghost Hunters. So I was over there with them for a little bit. So people always asking me, like, man, is it real? What's the craziest spot you ever been to? And I can't say I've been super duper scared, but it's two places we went that was like, oh, this is crazy. The spot in Detroit, was that like the
Yeah.
sane asylum?
Yeah.
Bruh, that was crazy.
I think it's called Eloise Asylum or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bro, that was crazy because remember, we had to stay back from y'all. So like we let y'all investigate and the crew was kind of like a couple paces behind y'all. And I'm doing audio, I'm the last person. And these rooms are pitch black.
Yeah.
So the only light I got is from my cell phone or my mixer. I'm in there, bro, like shook. It was wild. And then the other one was in what was that? In Arizona, in Yuma.
Yuma. Yeah.
That
The
was kind of
prison?
wild too. That
Yes.
prison.
The outside prison. We were in Yuma. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. The territorial prison. Yeah.
Yeah. So what spots have you gone to that you was like, yo, this is wild. Some shit happened here.
Man, I think the story at Allen House, this was our first season. This is before you. It was Allen House. Allen House was a home that his family lived in, right? And there was a guy, the father, the man of the house, he was seeing doppelgangers. The problem was he was also like a scientist. I'm talking about like published, like he was producing theories and had hypothesis and like really formulating cases. And he was really tripping because he was like, yo, naturally, I am here to disprove. He is a skeptic. And so when he started experiencing things like a doppelganger, where he's seeing his wife and son at separate times in spaces and they weren't there. Like he would see his wife in the kitchen, he see like he see his wife in the kitchen, call her name, and then like she would come down the stairs, bro. And he was like, what? I just saw you in the kitchen.
That's
You know what
crazy.
I'm saying? She was like, "I was upstairs, da, da, da." So that tripped him out. Then his son, he was having moments where he's hear his son in the living room, thought he saw his son in the living room. Didn't realize his son was still upstairs. Like he's calling his son is responding from upstairs. So this was happening in the Allen house. We're there and we're in between scenes. And you know, in between scenes, folks just kind of chilling. Like you're getting ready for the next shot. You're trying to game plan. All right, this is how we're gonna enter, this is the story beats just to kind of get familiar. Everybody's checking the sound guy. He's checking mics. You know what I'm saying? He's making sure things are ready to rock and roll. We're sitting on the I'm sitting on the stairs. A couple other people sitting on the stairs, and I nobody's behind me, but I hear these footsteps, and I'm like, I turn around. I don't see nothing, but I hear it. Sound guy comes to me and was like, "Bro, did you hear that?" I'm like, "What?" He said, "Man, I heard like footsteps," and he played it back on his audio, and you could
Wow.
hear the steps coming down. Like you can hear the steps coming down the stairs, bro. Like it was so trippy because I'm like, I don't even know how to explain it. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't now, mind you, I wasn't terrified. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
it was the lights were on. Like we weren't in no lights out moment. This was in between, and you can hear like the knocks on the stairs.
That's crazy.
And bro, it was from the sound guy. You know, as a sound guy, like you
Yeah.
hear everything. And so if
Everything.
some you can and you can pinpoint sounds, you know what you know what certain things sound like, and you know what things are coming from. And when things are outside of that norm, you can identify that. So I always find it unique when the crew experiences something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like back to your point where it's like when we're investigating, there's not a lot of crew. It's only usually like a producer and camera guys and then the sound guy,
Yep.
right? And everybody's kind of tucked off. The sound guy ain't really moving. He find a spot to duck
Yeah.
off and stay out the way. He just got to make sure the mixer can reach the mics. That's all he's
100%.
worried about. You know what I'm saying? He gets quiet. The producer is kind of tucked off the same way, but he still has to be mobile with the camera crew. They try to limit all outside noise because they don't want to contaminate the scene with like any, you know, saying random noise. And so when you hear something like that from a crew perspective, it kind of breaks that. I know it breaks the wall.
For
You
sure.
know, like it breaks the wall and it feels it just it kind of corroborates your story in a sense. Like while you on in the field, you be like, oh man, I'm glad to know I ain't going crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like you
for sure.
glad to know I ain't tweaking.
Right. What so I've seen like how people react to y'all being on the road and stuff like that. And it's funny when I did Ghost Hunters, I was like, bro, they treat these folks like they the Beatles. Like how they be, the crowds be. And I was like, yo, I was telling my people, like, bro, you don't get it, like you tripping. I'm like, dog, you would have thought Ringo Starr was in this mug. How they was going crazy.
Bro.
It was dope that we was able to do that. Remember we did the crossover episode and I seen y'all
Yes.
in what was that in Pennsylvania?
Yeah, Blennerhassett or was it Blennerhassett or was it like Crescent Sanatorium or something like that? It may have been Crescent,
It might
like
have
the
been
sanatorium.
Crescent. That sounds more
Yeah,
familiar.
yeah.
And I think then I realized because y'all my people, where I knew like y'all were big in the space, but I think when y'all did that link up, that collab, I was like, oh, these dudes huge. So talk to me about like the fan interactions of were you shocked at how big you guys are in that space?
I bro, everything was just kind of like it was always a surprise, bro, because I never walked around like I was that. One of the things is like I never want to be played in a real way. So like I don't want it to be like somebody approach you and be like, "Oh, I recognize you. You that guy from," and I'd be like, "Yeah, Ghost Brothers." They'd be like, "Nah, from Clark, Atlanta." You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, oh my, nah, bro, I saw you in a yearbook photo. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just
That's real.
yeah, and so you don't never wanna, like, set yourself up for that. So, all the fan interactions was always catching me off guard, bro. Like, I remember going through the airport and, like, security risking their job to take a photo. I'm talking about, like, we're going through we had just I it was me, I wanna say it was all 3 of us, but we had just gone through security, like, literally trying to grab our bags off the belt. And one dude, he looked, he was like, "Hey, y'all the Ghost Brothers?" And we was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Oh my God, bro, I love y'all. I'll be watching y'all doing this. Like, it's really the show I put on when I just be chilling." You know what I'm saying? And like, and he like, "Bro, you mind if I get a photo?" I was like, "I don't think you can do that, bro. You at work." He's like, "No, no, no, just do it like this. I'm gonna pull up my phone. We just gonna do a
Yo,
down angle."
Yo, not you getting him with the rule book and the SOP. Bro, you can't do this. He
I
said, the
don't
hell
think
I
you
can't.
bro, I'm all right. I will do the photo if you're gonna do the photo, but like man, he grabbed his phone, did a down angle. You know what I'm saying? Like shot it from the Lowe's joint and was like, man, appreciate y'all, bro. Keep doing your thing. And it's just so amazing. You realize how many people really watch the genre. You don't
Yeah.
realize it. Like we get so much recognition. It's beyond me, but it's also I'm super humbled. I'm grateful. And I also know that like to be honest, we get like fandom, but we still have our like anonymity, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Like I can still move and it's not pandemonium.
right.
Like we're not there by
You
no
you can
means.
still
You know
go
what
to
I'm
Whole
saying?
Foods and be good.
And be good.
Right.
But when it happens, it be the most random places. Like I could be walking, I was in Arizona, bro, at a football game for my birthday weekend, and we're walking through the stadium, and somebody stops and was like they stop in their tracks. And they're like, Jawan? Ghost Brothers? I'm like, yeah, can I get a photo done? And like my boys would be with me, yeah, that's him. That's him. Like
Yeah,
they be
they
trying to
don't
hype
care.
it. Yeah, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? They don't care. And so it's like when it happens, you be like super caught off guard, but super grateful at the same time. And it's just wild, bro, because like I can still live my everyday life. I can still live my everyday life, but you still have this fandom, bro. And I think that like we're on the low end. I think we're on the low end of that in the paranormal space. I mean, like when we're talking about when we talk about ghost hunters,
Yeah,
man,
that's
another
yeah,
another level.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I see that firsthand. But then I go to these festivals, didn't know this world existed. Think of cons like Dragon Con. Everybody knows what Dragon Con. They got
Yeah,
other cons like Penhurst Paracon. They got New Jersey Paracon. 5 to 10 thousands of people coming out, and it be crazy lines. People want you to sign their baby. They want pictures. They want autographs. They like we've
that's
been in situations where like this guy wanted us to be a part of a wedding proposal, and like he was like, "Yo, we're gonna propose to my girl and she don't know what's happening. Y'all mind kind of facilitating that with me?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, let's do it." You know what I'm saying? Like being a part of monumental moments in people's lives is, bro, is one of those beautiful things ever. We were just in Penhurst and this girl, she came up to our line. It's her and her mother, and we're taking a photo. And she's like, "Hey, real quick, I want to announce that I'm pregnant and my mother doesn't know. So this is gonna be like the first acknowledgement of that." And we're like, "Oh, I bet." And so we do the announcement and her mother loses it, bro. Like
so the baby's name is Jawan. That's crazy.
I am not the father. Bro. The test determined I am not the father,
That's
bro. That's
crazy.
yeah, it ain't mine, man. It ain't come
Nah,
out with
bro. Like,
curls. You feel me?
yo, if I didn't like, it's wild how God works. Because if I didn't work in this space, I've done a million. You know, I've done Housewives, Love and Hip Hop, every reality show, Shark Tank you could think of. But this paranormal experience was like been the craziest that I could think of what I didn't expect. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it was dope to like witness it, man. But we got to let's talk some sports, man. Let's get right into it, man. When does your relationship with sports start? Because we've always, fun fact for y'all listening, like he said, between scenes, we'll be talking about the game. We got ESPN, we got Bleacher Report. All three of us are sports heads. All three of them and me. You feel what I'm saying? So in between they takes, we talking about games. Fun fact, me and Marcus, that bubble championship, we was in Arizona. Me and Marcus watched that game at the bar. I don't know if you remember.
Dope.
So
Yeah,
we saw them win that bubble ring in Arizona.
yeah.
But where does your love for sports come from? Because you be on every sports page that my thing. I see Jawan like, I'm like, damn, this nigga don't sleep. Do you have a bot that likes every sports post?
Man, what's funny is I used to have a social media person and to go in and just kind of do engagement for me for a minute.
Bruh.
But like, nah, now I just like what I like, bro.
But it's everything though. It's World Cup to Wimbledon to
Oh
so
man.
you're not like a regular dude where it's like I like football, basketball. I think you're an eclectic sports fan.
Yeah, yeah,
So where
yeah.
does
For
that
sure.
come from?
Man, I grew up around sports. Like I grew up in Chicago area, you know what I mean? My mother lived in the west suburbs, my father lived South Shore, South Side. So like we really like had Chicago on lock as far as sports when I was coming up. I was a huge Bulls fan, you know what I'm saying? Bears always, but like I grew up playing sports. Like I was just athletic growing up and I really dabbled in all the sports. And so like I just really kind of got a love for, man, everything, bro. I mean, like I played baseball, I played football, I played basketball, tried to run track. Like it was just something we did, bro. But we was also at that time we was kids, bro, and we was outside. That's all you like. You can't
Yeah,
even go get a real hoop game right now without it being organized. You know what I'm saying? So back then, like you could play pickup wherever you went. Somebody was
wherever.
gonna have a ball. We grew up, bro. Remember we used to wear basketball shorts under our jeans?
Yeah,
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like
100%.
it was like you was ready to hoop at any minute. You
It's
was
funny because a lot of dudes I notice playing ball in the circuit, playing AAU, playing college ball, you meet people from all kind of cities. I meet my boys from Texas, Detroit, my boys from Chicago. My shout out to Bree, man. My boy from Chicago. He went to school with Eddie Curry.
yeah,
So, but me growing up in New York and in Florida, we have a certain edge to us, man. So we feel like nobody tougher than us, right? So when you meet a cat from Chicago, I'm like, okay, you on what I'm on. So it's like, it's dope to see. What is
yeah.
that like Chicago, like us against the world mentality? Is that a Midwest thing in general, you think, when it
I
comes to
think
sports?
I think it's a bro, I really think it's like a neighborhood. I think it's a city thing. I think it's
Okay.
a I think you're birthed in this competition like where, bro, it's win or go home. That's really what it is. And can't nobody beat you. Like that's the mentality you get if you want to be a real athlete, you gotta think that like, yo, I'm the best at this. Right. And yeah, I may get humbled, but like that should not navigate how I feel about myself in this space.
Word.
And so like, I think you really get that from playing with kids in the neighborhood before you even get organized. Before you get organized, you really your competition is your partners.
The block, yeah, for
The
sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
your competition is the people you kick it with. And so like if they hoop and everybody got big personalities, you know what it is. But Chicago, like New York, like some of these other big cities, bro, like I think you realize like, bro, there's some grittiness when it comes to this game. And I mean the game of life, I mean the game of sports. I think you have to really understand that like it's like you find that edge that fuels you. If that's
Nah,
like the
for
life you
sure.
want to live in that space. And it was just, bro, I was just a huge fan of it. But then you watch somebody like Jordan growing up.
Bro, all
You
right.
watch somebody like Jordan growing up, and that gives you a different perspective. You know what I'm saying? Like you see you people like D Rose. You know what I'm saying? Like
What
you
was
see these people.
What was that, not to cut you off, what was that Jordan era like? So I'm gonna give you an example. So, like I said, I split time between like New York and Florida. So I have like a hybrid. So my older cousin was in a group called the Fushnikins. So they
Mhm.
rap with Shaq. So like when I was younger, I'd be around like hip hop legends, Pete Rock, CL Smooth. But I'm too young to know the capacity of what I was around. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
You get older, Trick Daddy's here. I'm in South Florida now. Trick Daddy's here. Trina, Rick Ross. These are my friends now who I know them personally. So when I go other places, like, oh, Miami, man, Trick Daddy. And I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Like, it doesn't hit as hard because I know them. So Jordan's my goal. What was it like in that Jordan? I know what it was like for me in the 90s, but I wasn't in
We share that.
Chicago.
We share that. I gotta be clear. That's just because of where I'm from, just because of the time period. Man, Jordan was different. Jordan was different. I think I got to go to a game or two, like, at United Center, you know what I'm saying, when he was, like, on his run. It was one of the three-peats. I was definitely at one of those games, but, like, I was also young, bro. I was, 9, 10, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like, yeah, but it was unbelievable. Like, you really thought he was a basketball god.
100%.
Like, he couldn't do no wrong in the city. He couldn't do any wrong on the court. Like, you didn't believe like Chicago fans, it was hard to believe that we would lose. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? Like, if you think about it, we would turn the TV on and hear that, "And now,"
yeah.
you
Goosebumps.
know you know what
Fact.
I'm saying? Like, that intro, 6'6" from North Carolina, you hear that, bro,
Yeah,
you get goosebumps.
facts.
And once the game started, you didn't expect him to lose. You knew y'all would win.
That's a
Like that's
fact.
why people were always like, that's why you talk about Jordan's losses. That's what low key, I think that's why Jordan talks about his losses. Like, you know what I'm saying? He don't remember the shots he make. He remember the joints he
Yeah,
miss.
everyone.
You know what I'm saying? He always say like he know his number of like the ones he misses. And it's like you gotta be a different level of great. And honest with yourself to be able to say like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna keep track of this." Because
Yeah.
everything else, I know I'm a winner.
It
That was the mentality.
I think what's interesting too, he fit the fabric of the city. You know how some superstars be there, but they don't like fit
Yeah,
what's going on? Jordan was tough no like he was a
yeah,
Chicago guy, literally.
yeah. Not all athletes are made for like big markets.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that you can see it with certain athletes. Like you come to that market and like you really have to like change. You got to step it up for like for that. But like he had the mentality. He had that dog that people talk about.
Yeah.
Like he will take over a game at any minute. That was like his thing. And I think Jordan was just different to watch, bro, in Chicago. And we had other greats in Chicago. Like
Mm,
let's just not like, you know what I'm
for
saying?
sure.
Like
No, yeah,
Pippen was great. I
for
used
sure.
to
That's my that's probably one of my top 3 too, Pippen.
bro, on the back of my because I was a small forward.
Same.
So yeah, so on the back of my warm-up jersey for AAU, I was number 33 and I had baby Pip. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Like
baby Pip. Hey, I'm calling you baby Pip from now on.
no. So like I had that on there. It was just you realize like, bro, we had people like Rodman, even down to like Cartwright or Horace
Yeah.
Grant. You know what I'm saying? We had real talent that kind of got overshadowed because of how great Jordan
Or
was.
or the hoopers y'all have period from, like, whether it's Tim Hardaway, whether it's, like bro, y'all got a lot Antoine Walker. Y'all
Come on,
got some dogs, man.
come on. KG. Come on,
KG. It's
come
just
on.
so many of,
It's
like
so many.
and it's all the same mentality of the guys I named. It's all that
Mhm.
same dog fabric.
Yeah,
Now
I love like, I love watching, like, now because 'cause I'm grown and I can look back on certain people's careers, and
right.
I love seeing people now having they podcasts or kinda they in their analyst bag,
Yeah,
and
me
I
too.
what now I'm realizing, like, oh, I like them as a player, but now I see why I kinda like them as a player because they're able to articulate their mentality beyond the court, and some of them still kinda possess, like, that Chicago sports energy that I kinda grew up around, and so when you hear people like Pat Bev talk, you know what I'm
Ooh,
saying? You hear him talk about it,
super
and it's like, yes,
Chicago. Yeah.
yeah. You hear people like D Rose was a dog, but he's super humble. He quiet guy, but like
Right.
he was an animal on the court.
Yeah.
Like KG when he talked, when man, you know who else I like, bruh? Maybe I don't know. I think people really like him though. But Iman Shumpert,
Sean, for sure.
Shump, bro. Like
Bro,
he,
I got a funny Shump story I gotta tell you, probably off air. I don't know what
all
Shump
right,
got going on.
nah, bro. I really like listening to Shump, bro. I like listening to Pat Bev. Like,
Talk to us about, sports, it's all about what is from like a Brandon Roy to a Greg Oden to a Grant Hill. We could go on, but D Rose for me is the number one what if. Talk
mm,
to us, set the table of what it was like being in Chicago during the D Rose era.
I was in Chicago. He was up and coming, but I was like focused on watching somebody like Mike. I
Right,
was focused on watching NBA and not really tapped into like what was coming underneath. You know what I'm saying?
right.
But he was like, bro, he was different. He went to Simeon, hoop in school. You know what I'm saying? Like he Benji. You remember Benji? You heard
Yep,
the name Benji?
yep,
Yeah. So like he came from this school of hoopers. Then he went down to Memphis, go crazy under
yeah,
Calipari,
yep,
right? Then he get to the NBA and he's still this guy. For him to do it in Chicago is even more monumental. And it was just such a, I mean, now you look back, you'd be like, bruh, how his career has kind of the trajectory of his career and kind of where it's positioned him now. And he's back in Chicago and he's
right,
doing all these things for the city. Bro, he's really like the legend of Chicago.
yeah,
Jordan was, I think Jordan like paved the way in a certain way, but like to see somebody's like Chicago own rise to that
for
level,
sure.
and then he like, bruh, he really almost like, bruh, he just kind of like he meets the expectation. He met it.
Yes,
Like he was really what you thought he was, and then unfortunately, like he gets hurt, and I think that like we never got to see what he could have been, bro, and that's just so it was so devastating. It was hard to watch. Like I remember getting the first Adidas Derrick Rose had. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't even an Adidas
yeah,
guy. I was always like when
yeah,
it came to like hooping shoes, I'm a Nike. I was always Nike. But you said something and you were like, D Rose was your number one as far as like careers that panned out, that didn't
right,
pan out. Right.
right.
One other person that stands out to me that like hit differently is Penny Hardaway.
Okay, for sure, for
Cause I
sure.
used to watch him along with Mike.
Yeah,
and I used to bite, bro. I'm buying pennies when I'm younger. Like I used to hoop in those, like watching Penny, and then he gets hurt. It's just, bro, that was different.
yeah.
One of my best friends at the time, his best player was Penny. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like,
I had the 1 cent pennies with the jersey.
come
That
on,
was yeah. Now Penny was
yeah,
my guy too, but I just like I know how much he meant to Chicago, man. It was just
it was
like
tough,
Chicago got a home, like got one, then it's like it was a tragic story. But he's doing his thing, obviously, man. It's funny,
man.
D Rose had a long career.
Yeah,
Like low
yeah.
key, like he was in the league for a while, man. So
But what I really appreciate most about him at this moment, and I don't know him. I don't even think. I mean, we may have been in the same room a couple times, but like I don't never like officially met him. But like one of the things that I can say is like how he's navigated the mental health aspect of it all.
yeah.
And you don't really talk about they don't talk about that enough. Like, and I think that is to be highlighted. I think that is to be congratulated because when you have a player like D Rose and he shares the story about how he was traded from Chicago. You know what I'm saying? And then like bro, he just didn't know what to do. Like he like that's it. Once you traded and they ain't give you no warning, you about to go do an interview and it's just that gets dropped on you and then you have to try to go and put on in front of camera and then like now you go to another city and then you start experiencing injuries, bro. You go through a lot,
And
and the way he's been
he
able to
never had no issue. Like that's a good. I
never,
never thought about that. He's mentally strong because most guys would they would
yeah,
have lost it under them
that fortitude
circumstances.
he's displayed is top tier, bro. Is really top tier, and now he's educational with it. You know what I'm saying? Now he's like really trying to give back and kind of be present in a different way, as like I think veterans should.
No, for sure. Let's talk about the Bears, man.
Come on,
What's up, man?
and
Y'all
walk
looks
late
like y'all
and
got a
walk light
quarterback.
and walk light.
You know, I
Because
know how
folks don't
you
want to.
always
Folks want to
yeah.
disrespect the Bears. Walk real light.
Listen, I'm a Giants fan. We got our little two, so I'm cool. But y'all got a quarterback, man. Y'all it looks
Yeah,
like y'all making moves. What is the trajectory for? I guess this is how I look at it. I think it's more of a PR thing as well as management. It's like a 360 picture in terms of like the improvement of the Chicago Bears brand, right?
yeah,
I think they've done a great job at, getting competent players, staff, personnel to undo the fuckery from the years past. So
man,
as a Chicago native and a longtime Bears fan, how do you feel about said improvements?
bro. Being a Bears fan is tough, bro. It's like
I bet.
it's so tough. But I'm gonna ride with them. I'm gonna ride with them, bro. Like they really had. I really enjoy the trajectory at this point. Like it's, bro. Like, the Bears, the last couple, well, last season specifically, gave you something to be proud for.
For
Gave
sure.
you something to really like wanna root for. And like, granted, every game bruh, they probably gonna raise your blood pressure because
Yeah.
that boy Caleb would love to take it down to the wire. I love
Yeah.
that. I
Yeah.
love that he was able to pull out the win too. But like it was tough, bro. Like because we had a lot of issues. We had some front office issues. We had some personnel player issues. And to be honest, like they always say like we were just cursed after the way they did Lovey. You know what I'm saying? So like,
Yeah. They did Lovey dirty.
and it just took a minute for us to kind of bounce back. And I think we navigated that well, but I think the best component to what we have right now is we have a great coach that understands the player dynamic and making sure like you got to have your locker room, bro. Like it's
100%.
so important to have your locker room and it's so important for like you to believe in your players and your players to really believe in you. And you can see that with Ben. And I'm excited for that. I'm excited for what he did. Or I'm happy for what he did last season. I'm excited for what's to come. Man, I don't know, man. I
Hey,
don't even like it because I get worked up because it's like I don't want to give it too much. I
I
don't want
already
to give it
know.
too much because it comes from a history of like they constantly let you down. But I can say that like last season we did exceptionally well. I'm talking about to the point to where like the last game against the Rams, we weren't expected to be there.
At
Let's just
all.
be real,
At all.
right? The
Fact.
game before that against the Packers, we was playing with house money. You feel me? Like
Yeah.
we just cool. We didn't expect to win the division. We didn't expect to be in this wild card race. We didn't expect to be going to first round of playoffs. Like that's just not a thing
All
for
facts.
us. And it just happened. And so now we're just like, bro, Come on, let's just play. We happy to see what's going on. And Caleb just rose to the occasion every chance he got. And that is such a huge thing for the city of Chicago. Like,
Do, do
I
you
think
think it's
it's
a
gonna be good to
situation
watch.
like the you think it's a situation like the Knicks where, like I said, where obviously the Knicks, same situation, kind of going through the ups and downs, won early, but I'm a big believer in like foundation from GM owner. Everything has to be aligned. If it's not, you because you can have good ownership, but
Yeah,
the GM sucks.
yeah.
I feel like the Bears are turning that corner, almost like the Knicks did.
I I mean, I think so. I'd like to think so. I really would.
Right.
And once we drafted Caleb, that seemed like we were trajectory before that. Excuse me. Once we had Ryan Pools,
Yeah.
I think we're like, oh, okay, we may be starting to move in the right direction. Cool. Then we got Caleb, and then we let Matt, then we let Eberflus go. Cool. Bringing an intelligent mind,
Yeah.
an offensive mind though, because
Quarterback
Eberflus was
whisperer.
defense. Yeah, Eberflus was defense, and so like we needed somebody that was going to like really adjust the offensive scheme and the system. And I think Ben has been able to do that very well. I think you have somebody like the Knicks. Let's just say, what's the coach name? Mike Brown.
Yeah, Mike Brown,
Yeah, like he is an exceptional coaching mind.
for sure.
You know what I'm saying? You give these people like that the right pieces, bro, and they're going to do miraculous things. Like
For
folks
sure.
don't realize like what Ben Johnson did. I mean, people do, but like, yo, what he was able to do in Detroit was amazing.
Amazing.
Now he's shown what he can do with the Bears with at first very little. And like he started to build and put pieces around. So I think it's beautiful. Same thing with Mike Brown. I think he put pieces around, put people in position. Where he was at before that, like he's had some terrible mishaps with being let go from teams and all this stuff. But like, bro, he's been around talent,
Quality organizations,
quality,
for sure.
quality.
What
I think the Bears got it. I
so
think the
what
Bears
what you'll cry harder if the Bulls win the championship or the Bears? What would be more
now
emotional for you?
Now I feel like the Bulls don't want to win at all. I'm like, what is going on? But
They
look, we
got
need a
y'all got
reset.
y'all got a decent little team, but y'all ain't gonna win though. Y'all got good players. Y'all got Norman Powell over there now.
Okay.
Yo,
I like
hey,
Norman Powell.
they call Norman Powell the Jamaican Jordan. Fun fact.
I like Norman Powell.
No,
I
he's
like
not a
Norman
world
Powell, bro.
beater, but they got players. You got Dickey over there, Giddy.
Giddy.
Yeah,
But like, I think we're at a we're at a rebuilding season. Like we're at a rebuilding time in the Bills' history right now. We just gotta, you know what I'm saying? Who we just pick up in the draft, bro? We just got somebody.
Caleb from North Carolina.
Yeah.
So
We'll see.
yeah.
We'll
So
see. Like, I think it's just, oh, we got a new head coach, bro.
yeah, that's the
We got a new head coach.
I forgot old
And
boy's
so
name.
I forgot his name, but it's like we have to, bro, we gotta switch it up. We gotta switch it up. We gotta go back to the drawing board and rebuild. And I think the Bulls are at that point. Like I would say I'd probably, man, celebrate more if the Bears win, to be honest. Like the Bears, man,
It's been since
the Super
'85.
85. I was gonna say that I was able to celebrate championships for the Bulls
Right.
growing up.
True.
Bears, no, I was not. I was able to celebrate. Let's talk about some of the other Chicago teams. Like, let's because I think that like
Yeah.
hot take. I think when Chicago sports are better and when Chicago teams are good, it is better for the respective leagues. So when
Okay.
the Bears are good, I think it's better for the NFL, for fandom.
I agree.
I
I
think we
agree.
have that type of like energy. The fans, like the organization pulls that type of energy for the actual league.
I
Same thing
agree.
with like New York Knicks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People want to hate the Knicks, but let's be real. The Knicks are winning, it's great for basketball.
Ecosystem's great for sure.
Great for basketball. So I think like when the Bears are winning, it's great for football. When the Bulls are winning, it's great for basketball. When it don't matter when the Sox or the Cubs are winning, it is great. More so the Cubs, it is great for baseball. Like let's not talk about the Blackhawks, you know what I'm saying? Because they
Yeah.
got a nice little Stanley Cup run too.
Yeah.
And we ain't gonna act like in the 90s they weren't the truth.
True.
Yeah. Chris
But
Chelios was doing his thing. Like
facts.
we can like they was really doing something. I think we have like solid franchises, bro. And it's just I miss the days where like all of them were good. I
Yeah.
miss the days where we looking at like a Frank Thomas and a Sammy Sosa. You feel like
Yeah. Yeah. But you know that money, that them TV deals, endorsements, it just changed the whole landscape of it.
yeah,
But Let's get into some rapid stuff real quick, man. Rapid
All right,
fire. You got to choose. Let's go through it. Jordan or Kobe? Bears or Bulls?
Bulls.
Your favorite Jordan, your favorite sneaker out of that run, that era.
So the one I like really sought after to get the most, like when they dropped,
Yeah.
was the 13s. The one I like
Okay.
to wear the most now are the ones.
Okay. You can't go wrong with no ones.
Yeah, the 13, bro, 13s. I remember buying them like because they were sold out in store, so I had to order them online. I ordered them. I go to the store to pick them up, bro, and the dude in the store sold them. They had sold them to somebody else, bro. I was so
Damn.
hot. It was the blue and white ones, the blue and white 13s, bro. I was,
I,
oh
I
my
know him
god.
very well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What's your favorite? Because I know y'all don't know about Juwan. I call Juwan, well, Mike Lowry among other nicknames. Well, Baby Pit now is the other one. But what what are some dope restaurants, man? I know you know everything about like cuisine and all that, man. What is your favorite Chicago restaurant?
Bro, it's tough because my diet has changed.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying?
true,
Like
true.
my diet has changed, man. Like
Or what's the
now
spot
I'm
that somebody should check out
bro,
to
man,
experience?
yeah, I think you always go to Chicago and you gotta get pizza. At the end of the
Okay,
day, you go to Chicago and get pizza. Some of those top spots, deep dish is really where you wanna try, and then you can also go, like, tavern style. And so if you're gonna go deep dish, you got a list: Lou Malnati's, Giordano's, Gino's Eats. Pequod's is up there too, but you know what I'm saying? I think you got, like, this buttery crust with Lou Malnati's, you got Gino's East, and you got Giordano's. Those are some solid ones. Tavern, you got Italian Fiesta, and you got Rosati's. You got them some pizza spots you can check out.
what's the difference between deep dish and tavern?
Deep dish is gonna, deep dish is almost like a pie. So
Right.
it's like it's the high crust, really thick filling, like really heavy dough. You got a layer of meat, cheese, sauce on the top.
Okay.
Tavern is gonna be the round, thin crust, and it's cut in like squares.
Uh,
Yeah.
so
So
you think y'all better than New York pizza or nah?
yes.
Man, asking a Chicago guy what pizza's better. I figured.
But
I got you,
I
bro.
like I like New York pizza though.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? But now what's crazy is like now that I'm plant-based, I have to try to find that alternative. And so
I
it's like
got you.
I found that Geno's East has a vegan option. So I'm like, oh, I bet I can get with it. They got a deep dish vegan option. Cool. I can rock with it. I find that more New York style pizzas give me more plant-based options. So it's like I've been leaning towards that, but I'm still going Chicago pizza over New York pizza.
Say less. Paranormal partner. What athlete would be a dope person to hunt ghosts with?
I gotta go with Chad Ochocinco.
Yo, that would be dope.
Gotta go Chad.
He'd
I'm
be
like,
hilarious.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Or Shaq.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, I think them.
Who name your Chicago sports Mount Rushmore? Who's on that?
Chicago sports Mount Rushmore. Jordan. Can I be like, how many on Mount Rushmore? Four?
I believe so, yeah.
It's four, right? Jordan, 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 Jordan. Top five
Okay, I'm
rappers
with
is
you.
Dylon,
Dialogue, dialogue.
and Dylon. Yo, bro. Man. Jordan, top five. Jordan, KG.
Okay.
Sammy Sosa in the fourth. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. Maybe D Rose, just because I really rock with him.
Okay.
Yeah, but like, ooh, nah, I take that back. One person I gotta take back. I gotta put out there. You ain't folks don't even know this. Billy Williams, Hall of Famer for Chicago Cubs.
Mm.
Billy Williams.
I'm about to do my
Yep.
research. I'm gonna tap in.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go Jordan. Yeah. I'm gonna go Jordan,
KG
man. KG, Billy Williams,
and Sam. You said
and
Sammy?
Sammy. Yeah.
Okay. Chicago music Mount Rushmore.
Okay. Kanye, Common,
Mm.
Lupe,
Ooh,
Twister.
that's a solid four. That's a solid four. I can't. Yeah, that's a solid four. That's solid. But what you up to these days, man? I know, like I said at the top, man, entrepreneur. Where does like that passion to do other things? Because you could just be like rocking the TV space. Where does that come from to want to do other things and have your hands in different pots?
Honestly, it just came from business school. I was always kind of want to diversify. Didn't want to have all my eggs in one basket, if you will. So like I started doing investments in the hospitality space. Like I had the restaurant in Miami, which was dope.
It was, yes, sir.
And then I had and then what and then I invested in like I've been invested in the tech space, invested in fashion. So like it's just being able to kind of like spread that around a little bit. I think what's important is ownership. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Like if we're really gonna start building some wealth, it's kind of like how do we get some ownership in some of these spaces? So that's kind of like where I got that from college for sure. HBCU, shout out to Clark Atlanta University.
HBCU. Speaking of that, like, what do you think about just the emergence of that, where a lot of these, obviously Dion was most notable to kick it off, going to HBCU. I think who else? What's my guy's name?
Mike Vick,
Jackson, Mike Vick,
Jackson.
Jackson. So what do you think about that? Kind of being a HBCU alum, these bigger players going back.
I think it's beautiful. I think it's beautiful, man. Like, I think we can nitpick about like deals and like what their intentions are and all that, like, you know what I'm saying? How they may be using the organization, whatever. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's about exposure. And those programs don't get the same amount of funding if they don't get that exposure. And that exposure is really like TV rights, bro. Like, how are we getting eyes on these programs? And then then how does that affect recruitment? And so where do players want to go? Like now you can start getting top tier recruits to some of these schools that they may not have gone to simply because you got a person like Dion as the head coach.
Yeah,
You got a person like Mike Vick as the head coach,
that's
Deshaun
real.
Jackson. And you see it, I think is we don't really say nothing when they go back and they become coaches or something that like PWIs, right? Like, why is it an issue if it's HBCUs? And I'm not saying that that like it is an issue, but like I think that we should be getting the same level of exposure at times because we have top tier talent.
100%.
And these programs just need just the funding.
It's funny, man. I played a while back, and that's still one of my biggest regrets is not going to a HBCU. Like it's so I worked there. I did a show for Prairie View University, a show called
Okay.
March. So I was there in Houston for like 2 months. So I'm on
Yeah.
campus every day, and I'm like, damn, you know how it is being around your people, man. It's nothing like it, man. It's nothing like it.
And it was Clark Atlanta University was probably top 3 best decisions I've ever made in my
I
life.
bet, man.
Probably top 1 or 2, if I'm being honest. Like, just to be able to go to school at HBCU1, but in a city like Atlanta, and it's such a beautiful bro, it's just such a beautiful community. It gives you this, like when I was here, I mean, it's grown now development-wise, but economically, it's grown too, but, like, it gave you this, like, big city vibe, but like, it was like big city, but it gave you like this suburban, southern, everybody still kind of knows everybody
Right.
intimacy. You know what I'm saying? And when that is, bro, when that is like where you're starting your adulthood, like it's such a pivotal moment in your life, bro. It's like it is so like you're impressionable. It has like this lasting effect, man. Like I can't even. Bro, it's hard to even put into words how
Oh,
much like how grateful I am to it. Like it's different, man. Like you think about you come down here and you start to see representation in a different way. Like
yes. Yes.
when you're looking in other areas that don't have, like for instance I've never not known Atlanta to have a black mayor. And this is, you know what I'm saying? Like you're starting
Yeah.
to see, you see that, bro. When you're starting to see representation, I mean, you're starting to see from like a political standpoint, when you're starting to see representation from a business standpoint, when you're starting to see, like when you're starting to see that, it really opens your eyes to like what's really obtainable. And folks don't like Atlanta's like a melting pot, bro.
100%.
Atlanta's a really a melting pot. It's extremely diverse. I didn't think I was gonna stay as long as I did.
How
Like
long
I
you been out
can't,
there now?
bro, like 20,
Yeah.
20
It's
plus. Like it's like I came from college. I came for college and I just never left. Granted, I ended up traveling a lot for work, so it kind of felt like Atlanta was just home base.
right.
But like, man, it was game changing. Some of the best, man. It's just the best experiences.
Man,
Best
I
experiences.
already
Man, some of the best experience, bro, in this speech. Like I wouldn't have met Dalen, I wouldn't have met Marcus. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have been able to have that relationship. But I mean, it's dope. It's really dope. I'm grateful for a lot, bro. And like one of the things I'm grateful for is this. You and I'm grateful for our relationship, even
nah, for
after
sure.
Ghost Brothers, bro. Like we was able to just kind of kick it outside of like talent crew relationship. Like we just
Nah,
got to
for
know
sure.
each other.
For
You know what
sure.
I'm saying? Like I always tapped in when I came down to South Beach. I guess you could say I checked in. I had to tap in with you. I'm
Nah,
like,
for sure.
I
For
checked in with
sure.
Jay Prince. Yeah, I checked in with Jay
Hey,
Prince when I
hey,
came to the city.
fans, no listening, no tapping in. Hey, don't get me
Hey,
with the
don't get me with
Rico.
Hey man, I had to check in with Yeah. He made
Yeah,
me check
man.
in when I come to the city. But nah, it
Nah,
was
bro. Nah, I appreciate you, man. It's been dope, bro. Like just getting a lot of the stuff I knew about you already, bro. Just Because I think for me, I got dope friends that have dope stories and they know a lot about sports. So it kind of aligns with kind of what I'm trying to build and what I'm trying to do. So I appreciate you, bro.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for having me on, man. This
Nah,
is
for
beautiful.
sure, man. You know, this episode gonna go, it's gonna go crazy, especially our paranormal people. They gonna be tripping out for sure.
Man, so how were you in the paranormal? Like, did you have paranormal experiences before you got on our show? Like, was that something you were familiar with? Like, what was your,
That's
I
a
guess
great
you can say your stance?
I think for me being like Caribbean, it kind of goes hand in hand with what you're saying with the South. It's kind of that duality with spirituality and like the Bible or like religion.
Yeah,
So you always hear talks about my grandma saw this or my uncle seen this, but I'm into horror movies. So like I think I've always had like a affinity of being I like being scared, so to speak, right? So you kind of like that feeling of what's gonna happen. But working on that show was I never thought I'd ever do anything like that, to be honest with you.
that's dope.
It was random, like, "Yo, you wanna work on this show?" So it was very random.
Yeah,
And I didn't expect to be here, like, you know what I'm saying? With us still being tight, and so, nah, that's been a dope experience for sure, man. All y'all cool, though, that's what I'm saying. It ain't like one lame dude in the bunch. All 3 of y'all is dope people, man. I was talking
man.
to Marcus
Appreciate
the other day,
appreciate it. Dope. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so it's dope, man.
It's a unique. This a unique. It's a unique dynamic, man. And like, I'm really looking at it like, bro, we was in a boy band.
Yeah,
We was in a boy band, and
for real.
we I mean, technically, we kinda still are. I think once you're in a boy band, you always in a boy band. Like, you ain't
Right.
really, you know what I'm saying? Because people are always gonna associate y'all. You can't really go nowhere without somebody asking you about the other 2.
Yeah,
So, it's like, and when you realize that, like, you were really connected to some solid people, like, it ain't like they not good people, bro. Like, they
right.
stand-up character. It's just beautiful. You know what I'm saying?
No, for sure. But what you got coming up, man? Like plug anything you got going on for sure.
Oh, man, so I got I'm doing events now. If y'all wanna check it out, please follow my social. If y'all want to check it out, please follow my social media. That's at Juwan Mass on all platforms, Instagram, Facebook. I'm starting my YouTube channel, so if y'all can go follow me, please, that would be great. It's at Join Juwan. But yeah, man, I'm doing shows. I do events. I do this thing called Noir, and it's called Dinner with the Paranormal Poppy.
Okay. Oh, paranormal. This man got so many nicknames.
It's
Paranormal
not,
Poppy.
man. I was just kind of dubbed that, but when the shoe, when the Jordan 1 fits, or when the loafer, he said
That's
When the Scooby
the
Doo fit,
Scooby
those are
Doo.
shoes, by the way. He said
That's
those are shoes,
funny.
by the way. But yeah, man, we do some cool events, bro. Like I'm doing this thing now. It's called a virtual happy hour. Every month we tap in and I introduce a tequila or a beverage that I'm drinking. It's kind of like my spirit guide for the evening, man. And we talk paranormal stories.
That's dope.
Yeah. So it's called High Spirits. And what we do is we talk about the spirits that are in your glass, and we also talk about the spirits that are lingering beyond our own understanding. So it's just kind
Mm.
of free flowing conversation, man. Just making some poor decisions. You feel me?
That's dope, bro. I love how you just like all the way lean into the space. Like you didn't kind of, how can I say it? I guess my comparison would be to like, I guess when white artists like do hip hop, like a Post Malone or somebody. I love
Yeah.
Post, but just they don't stay in our world. They kind of get what they want from and then go to their respective corners. You have stayed in this,
What I
grown
the only
within the
thing
space.
The only thing I can say that's different is being the first in that space kind of puts you in a different position.
True.
So when you think of somebody like a Post Malone, he wasn't the first person to try to cross over into hip
That's
hop,
true.
first other to try to cross over into hip
That's a good
hop.
point.
You know what I mean? Like you got to think you got a lot of people before him that did that. But with us, there was nobody in it before us.
True.
We as a sports reference, we kind of like the Jackie Robinsons of this thing.
Okay, talk your ish, bro. Okay.
You know what I mean?
That's real.
Uh
That's real.
and the other thing about it is like, as it relates to paranormal investigating, those who like really first pioneered it, those people are still in the space. So
Right.
it's like they haven't really retired. So like I'm still like, think about an artist. If you think about a rap artist or let's just take Justin Bieber, for instance. He comes into R&B space, but there there were R&B legends prior to him who were already retired,
Right.
right? Like you can look up to somebody in that space and they be gone. But in this space, there are people that are still in the field.
Still
We
active.
had a still active. We had a dope show while we were filming Ghost Brothers Lights Out, bro. We remember we were doing Fright Club.
Yeah, with Jack.
So while yep, we were doing Fright Club with Jack Osborne, right?
Yep.
And we were still filming Ghost Brothers Lights Out. So we're doing this investigative show and we're doing this analyst show. And I like it. I always say it's similar to like a player coach.
Right.
And we are genuinely still in the field putting up shots. And then we're now sitting behind the desk, if you will, analyzing the game that we just played.
Boom. Juwan Mass, you heard him talking that big talk, man.
Nah, man.
Bro, I
That's just
appreciate
kind of
you, man. This has been long, long overdue, man. We got it done. You know, I wanna like tap in with you throughout the season, with the NFL season. Get your takes on if the Madden curse is a real thing, because you know your boy was on the cover of Madden.
what I
Woo!
tell you, bro. Walk light.
I'm just
Walk
saying.
light.
Hey, I'm just saying, dog.
Yeah,
He was
he
on that
was.
cover, and you know what that cover does?
Iceman.
Yeah. All right, bro.
Yeah, we gonna. Hey, I would love to, bro. Let's do something like maybe we go live in the season once or
Nah, for
twice.
sure. We got to.
Let's do that.
And we gotta get an
Yeah.
in-person one, man. I'll come to you. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, for sure. I'm working on a little podcast thing now, podcast talk show.
Okay.
So I would love to have you as a guest
Bro, let's
too,
do it,
bro.
man.
Like I got a studio here in the A.
You
Would
know
love to
I'm
have you
ready.
out here. Yeah, we
Y
can talk more about it.
Yes, sir. But I appreciate you, man. This has been a dope episode. My boy J Mass, aka what is it? Baby Pip.
Nah, man.
Baby.
That's an exclusive. That's an
Yo,
exclusive.
hey, this nigga, he know how petty I am, bro. He told me that. It's over with now.
It's over
I'm
with.
about to spam all his socials with Baby Pip.
That's crazy.
My brother, I appreciate you, bro. Always. One,
Always, man.
bro.
It's always love.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
you, man.
My guy.